We are live. This is the market update back from technical problems. I am your host, Bill Noble. Bitcoin is the most unique form of software in the world. Bitcoin is the only form of software that can't be copied by a chatbot, says a thought leader. What does Bitcoin have to do with tariffs? Nothing. $80,000 is the cost of production. So Bitcoin was never going below 80,000. And everyone quit. Everyone was out. Everyone was bearish. The stock market was going to zero. Do you realize that the number of consumers who thought that the stock market was going to go up in the future literally went to zero and went to an all-time low, an absolute all-time low? That's worse than 2008, worse than .com, worse than 87, worse than everything that me, you, your dad, and your grandpa ever saw in equities. Nobody has been more bearish than they were, 15 hours ago. Everything was going to zero. Once again, you have the Magnificent Seven, which is overvalued, has no hope of jumping over any earnings bar or surprising anybody, possible accounting issues, competition from China, right? Competition from chatbots in general, because they're all in software. So what's the best software in the world? Bitcoin. What's the second best software in the world? Ethereum and Solana? Like battle-tested networks? Okay, and we're all selling, and we're all bearish. Okay, guess what? We're not doing that anymore. Okay, YouTube member area has a very succinct, unique piece that gives you a list of 15 coins that we think are going to prosper in the AI agent world, preferably new coins, along with groups of 5. So if you want to trade with Toby or Michael Saylor or Paul Tudor Jones, we got ourselves a beautiful looking AI model, and we got it succinctly done for you in that recent YouTube member area. And thanks to the technical problems being solved, Miss Toby and I will be back with a vengeance tomorrow. Okay. We are hot to trot on this market. Now, Patreon, our middle tier offering, let me just give it to you simply and plainly. Okay. Here it is. Patreon. Start your engines. Right? Oh, God, no. Okay. Bitcoin's future is now. Bitcoin local bottom getting outside the system 23 hours ago. 2 days ago, bottom fishing, the expensive sport. Let's go. Right? Let's go. Right? Crypto is not stocks. Crypto is outside stocks. And Bitcoin in particular, as one thought leader said, and I completely agree, you could be looking at a multi-month bottom, okay? LuxAlgo, we're going to go through all the charts today. We got a DeMark reversal, all kinds of stuff going on LuxAlgo. Everything was at the discount zone. Don't sell, don't buy at the premium. Don't sell at the discount. Yet everyone gave up, right? Bill Noble market indicators will go over the 5-wave bottom in Ethereum. And for God's sakes, people, Bitcoin Vegas, get a ticket. Been saying this. Saylor, Orange Man's kids, Besant, all these guys, right? Right? Arthur Hayes has a piece out. It's called BBC, Big Besant. I'll let you figure out the rest. Besant is the Treasury Secretary, and markets will do what he says they're going to do. And what are they going to do? Oh, well, they're going to go up. What? The Orange Man was going to let crypto fall apart and have crypto bros voting in 2 years for the other side? Think crypto bros care about the ideology and all? No. It was never going below the cost of production ever. Ever. And you could have a multi-month bottom. And if you want the Q2 roadmap, we will do that with Toby tomorrow. Find out what months we like, what price targets we like. And we're going to give you the hint today. I mean, Easter seasonals, right? Bitcoin coming out of an eclipse. We recently had a solar eclipse. Guess what? It either goes 25% higher or 25% lower. Like the volatility is huge. The odds favor the upside. But either way, it's going to be extremely volatile. And I simply ask you this, because we're going to go through it. We're going to go through the charts. We're going to go through everything, right? You had frankly, all the charts looked like they were going to break in a million pieces. They did, right? I didn't have anything other than some of the LuxAlgo stuff as like a bottom. All right. So we recently saw Orange Man and Orange Man's kids kind of bull posting crypto this morning or yesterday, right? And of course, what happens when they do that? Well, they come out with gusto, right? They got to come out with something. They got to have something real. And frankly, even if they don't, guess what? Rates have to go lower. They just do, right? And even if they don't, the dollar has to go lower, right? If they want to make America more competitive, they got to get rates down, the dollar down, or both. That's it. That's why they upset the stock market. The Eagle King said this morning, right? They did the whole tariff thing to try to make the stock market upset, to try to get the stock market down so that Powell would start cutting rates. Pretty good strategy, right? And they did it right up until it looked like the world was going to end. Like nobody could say anything bullish about stocks. There really isn't anything bullish about stocks, but it was like, it was radioactive. Meanwhile, crypto's just sitting there like, I mean, where was Sui? Where was Avalanche? Where were all these things that are going to benefit from all this innovation, right? Everyone's like, well, everything in equities is too expensive. Okay. There's nothing to buy except utility stock because we're going to need all this electricity. Really? There's nothing else to buy out there in the entire world except utility stocks. People in legacy, right? It's like you got to buy Bitcoin in the morning, Bitcoin in the afternoon, and Bitcoin at night. Then wake up the next day and start looking at, ETH, Solana, XRP. XRP has a banking solution to make cross-border payments faster. They have a business, a company, Aave, DeFi. Hello, right? DeFi on Bitcoin, right? Everyone's going to buy all the Bitcoin in the world and just sit on it. Really? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I got on this thing and you know what? It was hard. It was hard, right? It was absolutely hard. Okay. All right. Here we go. So, and they showed this. I showed this in the last market update where I was like, don't quit on crypto. And here it is, right? Here, and he already said this. He said it on March 26th, and everybody over there went crazy banana pants. White House says President Trump made up his mind on tariffs and Wall Street will be just fine. Thank you. Thank you for falling for the Orange Man's Twitter trap. I mean, how many times has he done this? Back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. Volatility on purpose. So they got rates down. They got as much government fraud down as they could, before Elon gets forced out, right? Which is, in a way, sad. We'll talk about that. But again, crypto as a standalone asset is so freaking cheap. It's just too cheap. Again, Bitcoin is at the cost of production. They are selling you Bitcoin at cost. You saw a sign in a store that says selling everything at cost. What would you do? Well, you would go in yourself and not tell your girlfriend, because if you told your girlfriend, she would go in there and spend the rent money because, it was on sale, right? My daughter used to do that. She'd come home with a bunch of stuff. I'm like, what? She goes, it was on sale. That was a perfect rationale. It's on sale. The whole market is on sale. Sui up 5%. Who cares? Solana up 3%. Who cares? Who cares? And Toby Ward was like, I was looking at this thing. I'm like, oh my God, I just couldn't even look at it. I'm not going to lie. Like we had the stuff in the YouTube member area, and that's why we publish it. We publish it so we stick with it. I could not look at this market for the last, say, 36 hours. I can't look. Right. Because everyone's like, oh my God, equities, even the guys that like crypto and like the AI future are like, well, equities, blah, 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 blah. Even if equities slump or are in a range, the second equities stop the defecation derby, crypto goes up. And I said that. Okay. I know we had technical problems today. I definitely welcome all the loyal people who are here. Only a higher power knows how notifications got out, but okay. Bull Runner, Art, what's going on? Bud 74, Hobby, Old Smoky, GME is here. A1, DC Precise, members, Bob Marsh, Gavin, welcome, members, Charlie the Positive Cat, right? Joey P, Pengu ETF. Dude, let's get XRP and Solana ETFs, right? Let's get, Big Rich, a member for 6 months with the new emoji. DCA for 5 more weeks. Huckleberry Native, TC Crypto. What's up? Let this be the bottom. Big Rich banging away with those emojis. Okay. $4.99. You can get the special emojis, will get you attention on the stream. Do it. Help support the channel. The turn is upon us. Okay, let's go. I am so over all this bearish hootenanny. I can't stand it. You know what? I know this guy. He runs the antivirus Telegram. Inauguration was the top. Liberation Day was the bottom. Up only soon. And that's the market update. We'll see you tomorrow. That's it. That's it. Total euphoria on inauguration. Nothing's changed except price. And then Liberation Day or whatever it is tomorrow, we're going to get liberated from our stupidity and our brain fog and, the you-know-what in our ears because we're not listening, right? Whatever Bessent wants to do is going to get done. Bessent wants to re-lever the banking system, those are his words, with stablecoins. Stablecoins, stablecoins, stablecoins. Print stablecoins backed by treasuries and have all of that money flowing into the crypto system. And every crypto bro was quitting 2 days ago. Like Saturday was horrible. Looked like it was going to zero. Mastercard is creating a way for consumers, merchants, and financial institutions to transact digital assets. You're damn right they are, because you know what? Stablecoins put these guys out of business. Whatever fee they're collecting from the world, yeah, forget about that, homie. Forget about it, right? If you have a fee-based business, it's because you're going to allow people to transact with crypto. Okay, so whatever model you got going on, you better fix it. I mean, Stripe told you. Stripe told you stablecoin proliferation and AI agents using stablecoin proliferation, massive money flowing into crypto, AI agents probably doing what humans can't do, which is creating Web3, and we're selling on tariffs that we don't even know about and that will be unwound in 3 months. That were designed to take the stock market down, which is just fine because then money has to go to Bitcoin and then crypto after that. I mean, why can't Bitcoin be at 120 in 3 months? It was at 108 in 3 months, January. You say to somebody, hey, Bitcoin, 120, 3 months. They're like, what? That's impossible. Really? Okay. Well, we'll stick around for the seasonal work after we get done ranting about this. Okay, so Orange Man, he's back. Okay. U.S. Crypto Reserve will elevate this critical industry after years of corrupt attacks by Brandon, which is why we directed what we directed, and he mentions XRP, Solana, and Cardano. In other words, everyone calm down. Please, everyone calm down. I mean, again, the charts are turning. The historical seasonals are turning. Everything is turning. Everything should have turned a week ago. But we just had to do the stupid trade along with equity. Since when is the herd in equities right about everything? About anything? Kramer, hedge funds back short, retail completely out, equities are going to zero, people tweeting, oh my God, like one guy said, I respect the work, but it's like, oh, the 5-day moving average is cross. Oh, please. Of course the chart looks terrible. It's done nothing but go up for 3 years. Of course the chart looks terrible, right? But the thing is, a lot of times in bull markets, like in crypto, you buy the market when it looks the worst. Like I could not find a good-looking DeMark chart for the last 3 days. I could not. The only thing I had was LuxAlgo. So, fun fact, 12 years ago, Bitcoin reached 100 for the first time, and I'm sure it looked terrible. I'm sure it went straight back down again, and eventually it looked absolutely terrible. Treasury cash is over $300 billion again and won't go to zero in April with all the additional tax day revenue pouring in. That'll buy us at least a couple of months. So all the taxes they collect, they burn through it in months. And Elon's getting a boot because Tesla board of directors and shareholders are probably freaking out. Now, just as a public service announcement, there is nothing about the price action of a stock that tells you whether or not you should keep owning it. What tells you whether you should keep owning it is what you expect the company to do in the future. Okay. So it is reasonable to suspect that all the good news in stocks is probably priced in, at least in the technology area. And there are other areas that will do better. But I ask you this, where is crypto going to be in 6 months? Right? Where is this market going to be in 6 months? Let's apply the equities mentality, Warren's method, to crypto. Dollar has to be lower. What is gold telling you? I mean, are we just ignoring that? Right? Bitcoin's followed gold every single time. Where is the market going? Where is our market going to be in 6 months? Oh, I got a better question. Where are AI agents inside the blockchain space going to be in 6 to 12 months? Where are they going to be? And we're all selling. We're all out. We're all bearish. There's 15 people on the stream. I'm laying awake at night about YouTube views, about the market. I get it. What are we doing? Look at this. Bitcoin with blood gushing out. Oh, my God. Bitcoin bleeds 630 million as everyone leaves. Everyone in, everyone out, everyone back in again. It's the oldest thing in markets, right? Bull markets, everyone in, out, in. Can you imagine where this market's going to be when everybody comes back in? When Michael Saylor just drained all the Bitcoin out of the system? I mean, they couldn't sell him enough Bitcoin at 86. Oh, yeah, Mike, we'll sell you all you want at 86. Yeah. 86, 86, 86. Okay, let's drop it to 80 and try to break the market. Whoops, we couldn't break the market. Whoops. And it's one thing when you sell it to Mike at 108 and then you can drop it. You sell it to Mike at 86. And there be some pain on these market makers. They take out 86. Bitcoin headed below 60K, says hot-handed crypto fund managers. GFU. The Trump family is cashing in on crypto. Yeah, these guys are idiots, right? They're stupid. They'll be like, hey, Dad, I know you're wrecking the market, so, that might affect our investments. Maybe you should stop. Right? I mean, the kids, the orange man, the orange kids, they're pouring into the market. Why? Why are they pouring into the market? Because they're all of a sudden crypto geniuses? No. Yes, they want to maintain the voting base, but they want to make money. And they're going to make money because they know what's coming. Right? The BBC, the big Besant, the Treasury Secretary, right? Insight, how the Trump family took over a crypto firm as it raised hundreds of millions. Right. See, there he is. Scott Besant. BBC. I'll tell you where I got that from. I didn't make that up. Orange man to launch U.S. Bitcoin mining with HUD 8. Because your only organic source of Bitcoin is miners. And by the way, HUD 8 was into Bitcoin and, AI, allocating energy and doing all kinds of stuff with AI. But again, who wants that stock? That was pushed out of a car along with everything else with beautiful DeMark 9 bobs, which I noted last week. Can't wait to see what those stocks look like today. Political support leading to increasing fallout for crypto. Support for cryptocurrencies from President Trump, an Argentine leader, has seen investors lose billions and is damaging a sector struggling for credibility. Researchers told the American Free Press. The entire crypto industry is being tarnished. And that's the market update. You know what I'm saying? It's like they were bearish up until 5 hours ago. Then they turned off Restream, so I couldn't get on the air. Sorry, I'm back on the air. Crazy. BlackRock CEO says almost everyone he talks to is more anxious about the economy than any time in recent memory. Hey, Larry's been around like I have. He's seen it all and done most of it. He's like, yeah, everyone's freaking out. Everyone's losing their mind. Why? Why is everyone losing their mind? Why? Because you got about 7 overvalued tech stocks? 7 overvalued tech stocks. The world's ending. Okay. Kramer says, I can't think of a dumber day to buy stocks than today. That was March 31st. Right. Because the orange man is going to end the world. Everyone in equities, they hammered equities. They hammered it until they broke the psychology. And you know what? If they couldn't break the market and have it go down 30%, they broke the psychology. People in equities now feel poorer and are worried, which could stunt economic growth, which could, little Kool-Aid, bring rates down. I watched a presentation about a guy who loves AI, loves Bitcoin, and the guy was like, you know what? I don't think I can say anything bullish about stocks because stocks and junk bonds and everything is pricing in a recession. I'm like, well, okay, it's priced in. So what happens if they don't get it right away? This is very typical, right? Maybe there is a recession, but maybe it's later. That's what markets do, right? They go lightning fast. Crypto did it. They price everything in, and then it doesn't show up right away. And then the trade unwinds, and when everyone's convinced it's over, then it shows up. Now in crypto, the good news is everybody got all wound up on the upside. Then everyone quit, and now BBC is back. BBC's back. They're coming back. Worst quarter for U.S. stocks relative to the rest of the world in 23 years. So again, the Magnificent Seven. The Magnificent Seven is our market. So Magnificent Seven or Bitcoin, right? This is easy. You can be long one and short the other. Doomberg, Coinbase, worst quarter since FTX. Now, again, in crypto, we had FTX without FTX. We had FTX without a crisis. That's what we had. There was no crisis. You had crisis sentiment, but you had no crisis in crypto, other than the fact that we got too long at the top and then we got too short and bearish at the bottom. That's it. Breaking, Ethereum 24-hour revenue drops below 100K. Okay? So BonkBot doing better than Ethereum. Okay? I don't know. Can it get any worse? You know what I'm saying? Like, if nobody has a moat in software anymore, if you can just type something in the ChatGPT and replicate somebody's code, like if TikTok goes away, somebody can push a button and reconstitute TikTok. You can't do that with Ethereum and their layer 2s and all that stuff. You can't do that. You can't do it with Solana. Yeah, you can fork crypto code, but that doesn't mean the network is tested, and that doesn't mean anybody wants to trade on it. Pending home sales up 2%. Housing market, terrible. Guess what? There's two ways to solve this. They get the dollar down, they get rates down, or they get money in people's pocket using crypto. Because nothing can put money in people's pockets faster than crypto. So, I mean, it's up to them, right? They couldn't get rates down. Powell's working for the deep state. So, okay, what's the next? Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Just moon it all. BlackRock CEO says US dollar is at risk of losing its reserve status to Bitcoin. Excuse me, was that a negative statement about Bitcoin coming from BlackRock? It might have been. Do you know what happens when guys get bearish their own positions? Like, I'm long 50 billion, but I'm kind of bearish. Do you know what happens? It's like multi-month, local. It's a local bottom for sure. And you could wind up with, the low for the year. You could have 80 as the low, and then you could have all the way up, and then maybe all the way back down again. I don't know. But, the new high in Bitcoin is not being discussed anywhere but here. No reindustrialization without de-dollarization. Okay. But de-dollarization means imperial collapse. Okay. The dollar needs to go massively lower. The dollar has gone massively lower multiple times throughout history. And it doesn't have to be the end of the world. It doesn't. Now, everyone's focused on stocks going lower. You should be focused on what the message is with gold going up. The dollar has to go down. And when that happens, crypto is going to absolutely smoke to the upside. Smoke. Orange Man quietly took control of a crypto firm now entitled to 75% of $550 million in tokens, but the market's going to zero. Breaking, Circle, the issuer of USDC, hired JPMorgan Citi for its long-awaited IPO with a public filing expected in April, but the market's going to zero. Michael Saylor acquired 22,000 Bitcoin at 86K, but the market's going to zero. Larry Fink says every stock, every bond, every fund, every asset can be tokenized, but the market's going to zero. Okay. A safer bet. BlackRock CEOs issues $952 billion Bitcoin price warning to the US dollar. Okay. Larry is long Bitcoin. Senator Tommy Tuberville wants you to be able to put crypto in your IRA. Now, just in case, you're wearing your red baseball cap and you think everything is okay out there in the world and nobody needs privacy and nobody needs crypto and nobody needs outside the system, let's do a public service announcement from our friends in Europe. So the orange man losing his mind that the opposition leader, Marine Le Pen, is going to jail for 2 years and can't run in the election. Okay. And he says that sounds like this country. And it does, right? So who put her in jail? Who's torching the Tesla dealerships and forcing Elon out? Who's doing all these things? Do they have your interest at heart? Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, so Romania and France ban the opposition leaders. Sorry. Free speech? Forget about it. We're not even having free elections. What is that? That's East Germany, 1968. Come on. That's scary. These are like, this is like, oh yeah, let's join NATO. We're all authoritarian, 1984, whatever's. Look at this. Oh my God. German police are still searching for the users who referred to this politician as overweight on social media. What crime did he commit? Okay. So obviously, I mean, I don't really do these things because, I'm kind of a triple extra large person myself. But again, the cops are looking for these people. The cops. They got a new government in Germany, and the cops are still out looking for somebody who made a joke on social media. eSIM cards, privacy, freedom, mixers. They're selling that stuff today with reckless abandon. Crazy. Now, this, I think, will stop the stock market from going down in the short term. So Elon is done, right? They found some fraud, and, there's probably threat to his dealerships, his companies. There's people outside, and the stock is down, and the shareholders are, Kathy Wood is probably on the phone with him going, look, Elon, you can be the CEO of Tesla, or you can play MAGA hat in DC, but you can't do both. You can't do both. So if you want to go hang out with the orange man, you got to quit Tesla. You got to quit. And he's not doing that. So he's going home in May. He's going home in May. Right. And probably the thing that they want at the end is some side of scandal in Social Security where people get cuffed. It's crazy. Crazy that they got to stop short. They could have gotten $1 trillion a year off the budget. They probably still could. Just I don't think Elon's doing it. But it's absolutely bananas how much waste, how much they could have cut. They could have driven rates down. But maybe the fact that Elon is going means that the economy won't completely dump and go into a recession, because they would have had to fire 5 million people in order to do that. We'll see. U.S. government deleted a terabyte of data. Okay, a terabyte. Strategy ends quarter with the biggest Bitcoin purchase of the year. $725 billion asset manager Bernstein will send MicroStrategy to $600 a share in 12 months. By the way, a public service announcement, while they were wasting the miners, MicroStrategy never moved. You know how short these hedge funds are? So they're all long NVIDIA and Magnificent 7. They got smoked out of those trades, and now they're bearish. And then they're short MicroStrategy and more than likely underinvested in Bitcoin. Forget about it. Like, I could sit here and wait for everyone in equities to get done being hysterical, right? The orange man will do something. He'll do it, and it'll be relaxed, mild, sustainable. And if it's not, he'll just flip the whole thing after stocks go down. Right? And we're either done today or we got to wait 3 days. Most of the time with crypto, when it's like an unemployment number, a Fed meeting, or some big day like Liberation Day, crypto's just like, you know what? We're going to start rallying before that. Crypto goes down early and then starts rallying into the number when everyone is afraid, like Jim Cramer, to touch anything. That's when crypto does the best. Okay, Tether buys 8,000 Bitcoin. Tether has more Bitcoin than the United States does. Mastercard, we've made a sizable investment in crypto. Crypto public companies snapshot. Okay. These are all the public companies in crypto. The print didn't expand enough. Report projects 25% of S&P will follow Michael Saylor's lead. They have 2.6 trillion in cash. And as I always say, at 80, no one wanted it. But at 108, it will be much more attractive. It'll look good at 90. It'll look excellent at 98. It will look amazing at 128, at 108. And at 128, we're going to be talking about 750K again. I can guarantee it. No one wants it at 80 except Michael Saylor. MicroStrategy just bought a quantity of Bitcoin worth 1.6 times the entire market cap of the company prior to adopting Bitcoin. The guy just doesn't care, and neither should you. Like, the guy's on the tape all day long, and we don't get the lesson. The lesson is we're not getting chased out. And we're going to buy it when we can, when it's affordable, if we have the money, and if we get wrecked, we're just going to tough it out. Do you know how easy it is to quit? I've quit times in my life. You know, I've given up on things. I've walked out on stuff too early. You know, just because I'm on YouTube doesn't mean I'm not a human being and haven't made mistakes. But you know what? I got this GAN thing going on, right? Like, my GAN work points to doing things differently. I do it differently, Sal. I'm not quitting. I'm not quitting crypto. I'm not quitting YouTube. I'm not quitting anything. I'm just going to dig in and be like, you know what? Blank you want to get levered 5x short because you think it's going to 74K. Well, good. Get bent. We'll see at 108. We'll see how that's working out over the summer. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. Not. Strategy owns 3 of every 4 Bitcoin owned by public corporations. Orange Man says companies are pouring into the country. Of course they are. That's the whole point of the tariffs, right? Scare everybody into breaking ground here. Okay, inflation reversed the downward trend in Q4. Okay, this is a wild card. I mean, if they continue to lay people off, inflation will go down. If they can't lay people off, then, you know, tariffs may affect inflation. You know what? Everyone's worried about inflation. I think they should worry about employment. Everyone's worried about stocks. I think they should worry about the dollar, right? Okay, Orange Man says, you know, we'll consider not tariffing you if you sell TikTok. Just so you know, ByteDance is not selling TikTok ever. So maybe they pay Orange Man a fee to do business here, or they open up Twitter over there. I don't know. But ByteDance is not selling TikTok. Just saying. Grayscale files S3 for digital large cap fund ETF. Okay. They just are not going to stop. They know what's coming, and they know everyone is distracted now. Right? The tariffs will be far more generous than those countries were to us. He's told you. Elon says government deletes a terabyte of data. Okay, TA. So I'm sure there's an excellent reason why everyone can tell me why we're selling Solana at the 62% retracement of the election run-up that started in September. There's undoubtedly a reason why they're doing it. I just don't know what it is. I just don't know what it is. What the hell are we doing? That's crazy, right? Now, the good news is, from a DeMark point of view, this didn't look particularly good. Now it looks a lot better, right? Like, if you could get 2 or 3 days going on the upside here, you would finally confirm this 13 bottom, right? Yeah, ETH is the same thing. ETH is back above this DeMark point at 1,838. I was like, oh my God, look at this. It's like ETH just leaning on it, like, I'm going to force you out, then boom. I mean, ETH could go back to 2,300. I don't understand why. Again, you can't come up with a bullish reason for ETH. Okay, well, you can replicate code with a chatbot. Can you replicate ETH? No. Okay, Avalanche security tokens, this kind of DeMark work, it could be a very powerful turnaround if there was a turnaround. Like I said, you know, no one wanted it in August at 19. Then they loved it at 52, and then they can't stand it at 19 again. YouTube member area. Okay. Ron, thank you. Super chat, 10 euros. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Really. Thank you to all our customers, everyone who stuck around. You know, my old boss, Ian Bellini, used to have a saying, when the market would go down, right, and people would bolt, he would look at it and say, okay, these are our customers. These are the people who are in. These are the Spartans. So if you're a Spartan, thank you. If you took a break, come on back. Hurry up. Okay, Grok coins. That's a scenario where you can trade with Toby, Michael Saylor, Tudor Jones. She loved it. I loved it. It's good. Crypto 2050. What's the future going to look like? Oh, we're going to be worrying about tariffs in 40 years. Yeah, okay. That's what we're going to be worried about. No, we're going to read in a history book that everybody act like a bunch of dummies. Instead of talking about AI agents, stablecoin, and Bitcoin going to 150, we talked about what? Tariffs? Please. Please. Low is in. Now what? Model portfolio. Look at all these symbols. God almighty. Right. Bubble charts, you name it. Okay. TA. Back to TA. Okay. And this. ETH versus Bitcoin. So ETH, no bid, disaster. I know. Everyone hates it. 13 bottom. If we could get a confirmed 13 bottom and get all coins moving and get ETH moving, if you can just get ETH stable versus Bitcoin and just get it trending higher, I think this market was absolutely smoke to the upside. Okay. The weekly look, blah, not good for that. Okay. I still am interested in this 9 bottom on the monthly chart. I know somewhere in here, there's going to be the final climactic 13 bottom. But again, God, how low is this going to go? Right? This is altcoins versus ETH. I don't know. I just can't get negative. I just can't, right? See, here's the thing about LuxAlgo, right? You think nothing's going on LuxAlgo until LuxAlgo a couple days ago, right, put bullish signals on 4-hour charts. This is Bitcoin 4-hour, right? So hard to see at the bottom. Okay. But the bottom was actually on the 29th. Bullish momentum slowed on the 30th. And then when the thing started to turn up, LuxAlgo was like, buy this thing. Put support underneath the market. Naturally, it had to be super volatile. And then Bitcoin was like, whoop. Exactly. Okay, ETH, same thing. The buy signal was, well below 1900. Right? And of course, this was the discount zone. Everyone's out. Everyone out. Right? I mean, LuxAlgo bought Solana at the low. Literally, it's the first green candle off the low. That's how oversold Solana was. I was like, yeah, let's go. Okay, same thing with XRP. Same exact thing. Right? The low in the signal in XRP. Oh, I thought we had a signal in XRP. Oh, bummer. Wait a minute. Where is it? Nah, we didn't get it. Okay, my bad. My mistake. No signal in XRP yet. The signal in XRP is that it's made in America. Maybe the signal was in Sui. Sui 4-hour chart. Now they got support underneath the market on the way up. Sui was up 10% 15 minutes ago. Let's go to see. Now, one thing I love about the market today is that meme coins are not up 15%. Meme coins can go up, just that every time meme coins go up 15% in one day, it's a bear market rally. I would love to see people hesitate. We're going to PowerPoint right after this. Okay. So total crypto market cap. Again, don't you love how total crypto market cap? Like, look at this. I can delete this in case you think I drew it, but I didn't. Okay. LuxAlgo drew it. So the 200-day moving average didn't necessarily matter in total crypto market cap. What mattered was this expanding cone on LuxAlgo. You break out, you come back, everyone sells, everyone negative, everyone out, and then boom. 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 Okay, BBC. Big Besant. Right? The U.S. Treasury. Not waiting for Jerome, people. The Treasury and the Sovereign Wealth Fund are doing it. They pushed this thing as far as they could push it, right? Now, total altcoin market cap. Notice something about this. Money flow on total crypto market cap is really not that bad. Matter of fact, all you need is maybe like 2 or 3 up days, get back above equilibrium. Altcoins could do okay. Does anybody remember the Made in America cryptos? No one seems to remember that. I don't know why. I really don't. And if you go to crypto equities, again, I was pounding the table on this 3 days ago. Maybe I'll get somewhere on this. I don't know. You know, Riot Blockchain Weekly, 9 bottom, the most grotesque bottom you could make. It looked like it was all going to zero. And then, oh, wow, we're close to support. Look at that. Marathon Digital, 9 bottom. Still hasn't recovered. Okay. I don't know what we got going on in the Bitcoin ETF. Okay. Probably we get a 9 bottom next week. Right. You get a 9 bottom on the Bitcoin ETF weekly chart. I mean, here 9 bottom was the top. Here 9 bottom could be a bottom. 9 top, 9 bottom. Next week. Better hurry up. Right. Bitcoin ETF hammered on this gap for how long? Right? Just a little check. It's like going to the doctor when you're a middle-aged person, just getting a little check, a little rubber glove. Let's check to make sure he still likes it. Whoop. Yeah. Okay. We're still good. That's what this was. They checked you once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. 4 checks. That's a lot of checks. What are we doing? What are we doing? PowerPoint. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I've been sitting on this for like 2 days. Okay, first of all, I want to thank people who watch the show, right? Somebody who watched the show saying, I couldn't agree with you more, right? The market is crazy, and without the daily dose of sanity from Bill, I'd probably pull out of crypto from all the uncertainty. Sir, thank you for watching the show. Hey, people, if you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. And for God's sake, turn on the notification bell so you know when we're going live, please. And of course, there's the YouTube member area. Trump tariffs to set MAGA to make history and break a system that MAGA loads, says Doomberg. Meanwhile, on the 26th, Orange Man already told you, market will like this. People will be pleasantly surprised. Maybe I'll give China a reduction. It's already told you, but we're not listening. Big Rich Super Chat. Can you check my new RWA token, AXL? Certainly, sir. DCA is king. Big Rich is king. By the way, Big Rich is in the Patreon group. And one of the benefits of the Patreon group is that you have community. You have like a Telegram chat. Yeah. I mean, it's like, I don't know. Why would you sell on the discount zone? Why would you anything except buy it? Yeah. It's like, it's unbelievable. DC Precise will pass on the check and just do the LuxAlgo discount zone. Dude, I completely agree. Right. The equities guys are the ones that need to get checked. Oh, Jesus, I'm sharing the wrong screen. Okay, Big Rich, Axelar. Right, the discount zone. Like pushed out of a car down below where it was in August. July of 24. They unwound the whole cycle across all altcoins. Crazy. I mean, it's like Web3 it doesn't exist. It's like it doesn't exist. Okay. XAU gold stocks at the premium zone. Okay. So gold stocks, looks good. Where is it? At the premium zone. Has it ever paid to buy something at the premium zone? As far as I'm aware, no. So what do? You rotate to Bitcoin. Period. End of story. Again, Patreon gave them the coins, right? They had a bigger list, right? The bigger list and the big list, the medium list, and the smaller list were in the YouTube member area. Anyway, everybody who got involved got something. So they could be standing down there at the low when all these ninnies did whatever they were going to do. Now, just so we know, and I'm not going to be a total moron because, the risk in equities is a 15% drop to the 200-week moving average because that's what happened back in the FTX rate hike days, right? That's the risk. And everyone thinks it's going there right now. Okay. Or whatever. I can't tell you yes. I can't tell you no. There's no reason to own stocks, but I don't know if there's a reason to get all bearish when everyone already is bearish. That's all I'm saying. Now, I guess everybody got bearish in 2008, but everybody wasn't bearish in 2008 until it was all over. Then everybody stayed bearish for years. And of course, it did nothing but go up. 145-day pattern match in Bitcoin. So this red area is the last 145 days. I just told the computer to match it up. So this is a very subjective process because you could have different analogs over different time frames. But I just thought it was really interesting that this matched up at November 6th with a 94% quality correlation. So we're matched up at the day before the election, and just like last time, we were all bearish. Oh my God, the orange man. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Benjamin Cohen. All coins are going to zero the night before the election, and then boom, it was gone. Off to the races. We're doing it again right now. Because I don't think Besson is just going to not bull post it. I think they're just going to keep going because they realize the damage that they've done to sentiment. Bitcoin has started long-term rallies 30 days before Easter. Man, obviously, we're way overdue for that, right? So Bitcoin normally does very well, before and after Easter. 30 days before and 30 days after, Bitcoin usually does pretty good. Actually, Bitcoin does very good. 2017 was a big move. 2019 was a big move in yellow here. These are huge, huge moves historically. Even in 24 and 23, you had 20% moves around that Easter-ish area. What the hell are we doing? What are we doing? Bitcoin down before a solar eclipse. Okay. So Bitcoin gets smacked, has a downtrend, is lower than it was, say, 2 months ago. One of two things happens. Either Bitcoin goes up 20% or Bitcoin goes down 20%. I'm sorry. Down 15 or up 30. I don't understand why we're negative. So is it time to rotate out of PAX-G? Well, I think when it comes to gold, you should always have something. So I don't think you dump PAX-G, but clearly taking profits in PAX-G and buying Bitcoin or Solana or XRP or something like that just makes sense. Even if you just rotate it into Bitcoin. Because if you don't think Bitcoin could smoke back to its high, then you don't really understand Bitcoin. Because Michael Saylor drained it all out of his system and we're 100% bearish over here. Now, the BBC, the big Besant, okay, these are all pictures of Besant. This is Jerome Powell. Basically, Jerome Powell doesn't matter anymore. What matters is how much money can they spend or save on the fiscal side, and what does the Treasury do? The Treasury can do QE. The Treasury can buy Bitcoin. The Treasury can do all kinds of things. The Sovereign Wealth Fund, really, Besant drives what happens. It's called fiscal dominance. This is a piece from Arthur Hayes. Okay. The author's fund is cautiously deploying capital in Bitcoin and other cryptos, anticipating significant gains from the Fed's policy shift. So they want rates down, and Besant's got the big hammer in order to move crypto the way he wants to move it. But note how they're talking that they're getting in cautiously, right? It's like, oh, I love Bitcoin, but I have to be careful and make sure I talk bearish about equities. Oh, you know what? I love Bitcoin and, like this whole satire, yet I have to be careful. I have to be careful. Why? Yeah, of course you have to be careful. You can't be reckless with your P&L. A cashless society means zero cash. Everything will be recorded. Every transaction will be tracked, and it's all about control. Don't be a sheep. Don't. And that's the market update. Okay. Let's see what else we got. I unfortunately got to keep it brief today. Caroline, a member for a long time. Thank you. Green, Big Rich hitting the green button. Okay, folks, I got to wrap it up today. Get a Bitcoin conference ticket. Join Patreon. Join the YouTube member area. The coins that we put in those two areas 2 days ago, were down 40% this month, March. 30%, 40% down this month alone. That's not even counting however much they were discounted in the prior 2 months. And I don't understand why nobody thinks Web 3 is going to happen when Web 2 is on the ropes and is done. I don't know how much it's going to go down, but there are no upside surprises in any of that stuff. And somebody asked, is it time to rotate out of PAX-G? I don't think you fully rotate out of PAX-G, but you clearly have to be moving some money into Bitcoin, don't you? I mean, you know, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, you know, look, I mean, I can pull up a chart. We can pull up the gold chart and check it out. I mean, look, see, this is what I mean, right? Everyone's like, oh, gold's going up forever, you know? Okay. So, you know, gold has a 5-wave top. So this speaks to the thing on LuxAlgo where you can like search a whole bunch of symbols without having to click through each chart at a time. So you have a 5-wave top. Gold does a blow off top to the premium zone. And it's never paid to buy anything at the premium zone. That's what I'm saying. That's it. So you have gold at the premium zone and ETH at the discount zone. ETH benefits from a lower dollar. Lower dollar. Oh, I share screen. Sorry. Okay, let's start over. Gold. 5-wave top. Hard to see. 5-wave top. Blow off top. So you had like the blow off top from the blow off top right into the premium zone. It didn't pay. It's never paid to buy the premium zone. And then you flip it around. And even though no one wants to talk, oh, I didn't share the screen. I'm sharing the screen, right? Or am I not sharing the screen? I'm sharing the screen. Okay. I'm sharing the screen. Right. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So you have ETH on the discount zone with a 5-wave bottom. I mean, yeah. I mean, you know, you should always have some money in gold, but you know, what are we doing here? What are we doing? We're all negative because everyone's negative on equities. Okay. Okay. Stock market. Okay. So you have this big dance around the 200-day moving average. And it's kind of ironic that LuxAlgo buy signal never flipped on the daily chart of S&P. It's kind of funny. I am sharing screen. Okay, good. NASDAQ. Strangely, buy signal still intact. How funny is that? I don't know. It's just people over here. Wait, I forgot about this. So check this out. So this is VXX. This is a different form of fear. Do you realize fear didn't take out the mid-March high? So you had everyone out, everyone bearish, but actually the fear marker was lower, which could mean one of two things. Either, you know, people got ridiculous and that wasn't reflected in the market, or people didn't try to hedge. They just sold it. They just dumped it. Lower high in fear. Okay. MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy holding nicely at equilibrium above the 200-day moving average. LuxAlgo buy signal in place. Everyone's short. What's the problem? Okay. All right, people. I'm pushing the time today. I got to go. YouTube member area. We'll see you tomorrow.